The little monk caught a small fish in the river and tied a stone to its body. Then he threw it into the water, watching the small fish struggle to move forward in pain. Then he picked up a frog and did the same thing. Due to the weight of the stone, the frog could only struggle and jump. Little monk had a great time playing. Everything he did was seen by his master, but the master did not stop him. Instead, he picked up a big stone and left silently. That night, when little monk fell asleep, the master quietly turned him over and tied the big stone to little monk's back. The next morning, little monk struggled to get up with his aching body. He begged his master to take the stone off, but the master told him to stand up and walk. However, little monk could hardly move an inch with the stone on his back. He admitted his mistake to the master. The master told him he must first go to the river to find all the animals tied with ropes, then take the stones off them. Even if only one animal died, this stone would be tied to his back forever. Little monk was in a panic. He stumbled to the river with the stone on his back, after searching in the water for a long time. Fortunately, the frog was still alive. He quickly untied the stone from the frog and set it free, but the tied small fish had already lost its life. Little monk burst into tears. He didn't know that because of his playfulness, he would also take an innocent life. The master thought he had learned his lesson, so he took the stone off little monk's back. Many years passed like this. Little monk had grown up. A girl suddenly appeared at the temple. He made an even more serious mistake. One day, while the girl was asleep, he secretly put his hand into the girl's quilt. The girl was awakened by the sudden movement and slapped him. Little monk knew he had violated the precepts. He quickly knelt in front of the Buddha statue and confessed nervously. The girl was about to comfort him. Suddenly, the master opened the door and walked in. Little monk was too guilty to face his master, but that night, he sneaked into the girl's quilt while the master was asleep. This time, he completely crossed the line. To avoid being discovered by the master, they secretly rowed a boat to the middle of the lake. But the next morning, the master went out and saw the two people on the boat. He carefully pulled the boat closer. Then he gently pulled out the wooden plug at the bottom of the boat. After that, the master turned around and returned to the temple. The cold lake water awakened the two sleeping people. Little monk knew it was the master's punishment. He knelt in front of the door and begged for the master's forgiveness, but the master warned him to forget this relationship. Then he took the girl and left the temple. Little monk was punished to recite scriptures in front of the Buddha statue, but he still couldn't bear to let go and ran to persuade them to stay. However, the master still didn't look back. Since then, little monk couldn't sleep day and night. Finally, he made a decision. While the master was asleep, he took a Buddha statue and left the temple. However, the master wasn't asleep, but he still didn't stop the young monk from leaving. Many years later, the master found a wanted notice in the newspaper. He recognized it at a glance. It was little monk who had left more than 10 years ago. A sigh welled up in his heart.